Hello Virgo, this is your extended reading. So, are you ready to, with the ignition that we saw in the last part, uh, so are you ready to explore your brave new world? Because we start this extended with the world, and straight away when this card jumped, it came through with this phrase, right? Brave new world. Um, Perhaps this is related to the movie or the book if you've read it or seen the movie, but it's interesting because it's coming through with this very new place, right? It's almost like going through your life, going through, because you were in this hermit mode, right? When you decided to take a nap and go to the sanctuary, it's almost like staying here longer than you have anticipated is making you, well, when you go back out into the world, it seems like it's a new world. It seems like it's a brave new world for you, right? Because your perception, your perspective has changed for good. I feel like saying, like, for good. It's like it's not going back to the way it was. So how you perceive the world is very different. And I feel like this is interesting because there are some things or some people or some relations or some emotions inside of you that are falling away, right? Because of this emergence of, or the birth of this new perception as the world as a place of bravery, right? It's actually very beautiful and very strong and very empowering. Seeing the world as a place for bravery, right? You have to be brave enough to just step outside, of your comfort zone, of your sacred place, to dive into the wilderness, and the wilderness doesn't necessarily need to be, because I feel like there's a really specific distinction. If we could think of a sacred place, usually I would think of a place in nature and very wild and in the wilderness, but to me it doesn't seem like that. It feels like this hermit could be your sofa in your office or your bedroom, or it feels like a place that is very, very familiar to you, right? And it's almost like you don't necessarily need to go somewhere else to find this sacred place, right? And once you come out of it, that is the wilderness, right? The world at large is the wilderness, right? The city that you live, the street outside your house, that is wild enough, right? And there is this need for being brave to step into the world again, especially because of the Eight of Cups that is following the world. And this is the reason why I'm saying that, sometimes when we change our perspective in a very big way, and for good, as I was saying here, because it's just the way that it's coming through, right? It's emphasizing that there is no going back, right? And there is no going back, maybe because you had to let go of things, right? Or, when you went to take this nap or to have this downtime, I feel like maybe you were carrying loss, or maybe you were grieving, right? It's the word that's coming through right now. Maybe you were grieving. So respecting that downtime, that alone time, I feel like helped you see, I'm getting chills now, but helped you see that these relations, they had to be let go, right? Or these emotions, these heavy emotions, they had to be left behind. So it's almost like these untying knots. It's how it's coming through. It's like while you were receiving those blessings, right? Very isolated, very concentrated in your own energy, respecting this you know, connecting to your higher self with respect, right? With a lot of respect for yourself. Um, and actually, you know, honoring this moment, honoring this solitude. Um, yeah. So this is a letting go, right? And maybe that is requiring a lot of bravery on you, right? But I feel like, you know, suddenly it's almost like this shift of consciousness, as I said, is coming with blessings, right? So even if you are grieving, Virgo, I know if you are going through something like that, I feel you, and I'm trying to deliver this message in a way that you see the bright light at the end of this, right? Because I feel like there is, you know, a whole new world waiting for you to be back, right? And so, yes, you have to be brave. You do have to be brave to step outside and to let go of these memories. But with the Six of Pentacles coming after, you know, it's interesting because today it's not coming exactly with the equal give and take that we usually see with the Six of Pentacles. It's coming together with, you know, this ignition that I saw here on the last card of your first part with the Nine of Wands. Remember, as I said, when you do put things into place, when you place the parts of insights or the fragments of these sparks that you're receiving from your higher self when you are in this downtime, and somehow it clicks, right? It just makes sense. It just comes into this perfect order where it brings you this very clear message that it's like this spark, right? When we light a match. So this spark is bringing you this, it's almost like this awakening in you. It's like this boost of energy that wakes up your consciousness and maybe your body, right? Because here with the pentacles, it could be the waking of your body, and, you know, just this decision of coming out of your sleep, coming out of your hermit mode, you know, into the world again. But what I was seeing was really interesting because, you know, it's almost like I saw these cords being attached to one another. It's like this ignition process, right? So what I was seeing, it's almost like these cords being reattached. You see, I hope you see what I mean, but sometimes it's hard to really translate what I'm seeing, but I hope you see it. It's almost like it's like you're buckling up your seatbelt, right? But it's like it's all, it's like your own body. It's like your, you know, the neurons on your brain are, you know, making the synapses. It's like this clicking, right? It's like this clicking. It's what I'm seeing, and it's beautiful because, you know, if I saw the showering of blessings and gifts and light and beauty and all of these sparks raining over you, it's beautiful because with a magician, it's almost like, you know, the sparks are here. So it's almost like this confirmation, right, of the universe saying, yes, you know, the pieces are have been brought together, they have been connected. And yeah, it's actually something that is reminding me of the Eight of Cups that I didn't say, that, you know, because I said with the sparks that were raining on you when this card came out after the world, I heard the song teardrops keep falling on my head, dun, 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 you know. But when I sang it again, you know, out loud, because it came through like that, teardrops keep falling on my head, and then when I sang it out loud, I just it came out strange because I sensed like, I feel like I'm singing it in the wrong way. It's not teardrops, right? It's raindrops. And then, you know, this is where maybe it's like these showerings of this shower of blessings that is coming your way, that is falling on you, right? When you are asleep, when you're taking this downtime, you know, the way that your body is processing it, maybe it's through tears. Maybe, you know, you are grieving something, you're saying goodbye to something, or some sort of memory, or some sort of emotional tie, that in order for you to reconnect, you know, these cords that were detached, um, that were disconnected, you know, there has to be this emotional cleansing, right? This teardrops falling on your head, right? So it's not the knowledge that is coming. Maybe it's like this, the way that your body is incorporating, it's processing everything that you're going through, right? That you're receiving, and it's coming through tears. So, and I feel like, you know, so that's that. Maybe you are grieving and, you know, it's just coming through crying, right? And it's releasing, because it is reconnecting and reattaching the pieces that were disconnected, right? But I feel like, although you do sense that there is this reignition, this spark that is, it's like awakening your body, right? I feel like there is something, or there is still things to be yet discovered or yet revealed with the magician, because sometimes I see, you know, this hat, it's like it's holding a surprise for you. It's like this cherry on top of the cake, right? So yes, perhaps you're seeing glimpses of it, perhaps you are, you know, attaching the chords that are, you know, beginning to make sense for the things that you're receiving, for the clarity that you're receiving, and for this, it's more than clarity. It's like this, yes, there is knowing, right, with the Hierophant and the Hermit, right? There is this this shift in perspective, but it's more than that. It's like this refueling of your body. It's like this spark that agitates your cells, and, you know, communicates with your molecules and your neurons and your synapses in your brain, right? And it's just like, it's this turning on of your body is the best way that I can explain. But I feel with a magician, I feel like there is a few surprises along the way that you have yet to find out, right? And they, you know, the promise that they hold is that it will be very magical, it will be very delightful, right? With the magician. So I feel like whatever you're going through now, it feels like there is some sort of new place, right? Especially because we're opening up with the Brave New World card for you today, Virgo. It's almost like maybe even if you are in the same place that you were before, your eyes are different, right? Your perception is different. But I feel like maybe you are actually going to a new place, right? And you're being taken somewhere, perhaps because of the surprises, right, that this magician is bringing you. So, you know, with the Six of Pentacles, and, you know, you're saying goodbye to things, right, with the Eight of Cups. But with the Six of Pentacles and the magician, I feel like there is some sort of new beginning somewhere else, where, because, you know, because now the pieces are together, right? Now the pieces are connected within you. So you are, you know, balanced enough to move in the right way. Although I feel like, yes, there could be a little bit of resistance, or it's almost like coming out of inertia, right? There is this, it starts off with less motion than you would expect, right? But as I said, there are surprises along the way that you were not anticipating that are going to be delightful. But I feel like on the way there, it's almost like you're being not distracted, but you're being entertained by this magician, because after the magician we have the Six of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, this is the new journey. And as I said, with 2 sixes, it's almost like for this journey to begin, right, you had to be reconnected. Your cells, your molecules, your brain, your neurons, they had to receive that spark, that ignition, for these parts to be connected again, right, within you, to reignite your body in a way that you take the leap, that you take the first step, and you actually move, right? You actually move your body to a new place. Because as I said, first we saw that you were deciding to remain in a very familiar or very sacred or special place for you, right? But now here on this second part, with this 3 cards that are ending this part, it's almost like now you're moving, and you're moving out into the world with bravery, right? With courage, with this knowing that now you hold. But I feel like the resistance comes because, you know, it's almost like this magician that is playing out as, you know, universal forces, or like just situations and circumstances, right? Or opportunities. Actually, they're coming as opportunities for you, right? Just doors that are opening up. And because, so metaphorically, what I'm seeing, like visually what I'm seeing, it's almost like you're in this 6 of Swords, right? In the boat of the 6 of Swords of the traditional card. And it's almost like you're, if it was your decision, you wouldn't be there, you wouldn't choose to be in that boat, but you are there nonetheless. And to stay there, to make this trip a little bit more enjoyable. This magician, you know, with the 2 of Pentacles, it's almost like he's juggling, he's trying to entertain you with these unseen surprises, right? So these, it's almost like visually it's playing out as, you know, this magician knows exactly where you need to be. So it's almost like this trip, this new place that you're supposed to go, although it wouldn't be your choice, right? So I feel like the universe knows exactly where you're supposed to go, especially because, you know, today, as I said, it's interesting actually, because remember when I said in the first part that the started out as this 5 of Pentacles, right? You deciding to take a nap in a very specific place, very cozy, very protected kind of place. And suddenly it transforms into the Hermit, this very beautiful sanctuary, and this sacred place, right? But very notorious. It's how it's coming through. It's energetically, it's significant, right? And then now at the end, this Wheel of Fortune, you know, with the X today, it's just this even higher frequency or higher level of importance of a very specific place. So perhaps this Wheel of Fortune is not symbolizing the same place as the 5 of Pentacles that you were in, right? That you were, that you decided to go to take that nap, to take that downtime. I feel like this is another place, but it's like, it's even more sacred. It's like this defining point in your timeline that you have to be in a very specific place, right? And so in order to go there, because there is a little bit of resistance, and you know, the universe knows that if it was for you, then you wouldn't choose to go there on your own. So it's like the universe is bringing you opportunities that are entertaining for you, that are enjoyable, that are, the best word to say is entertaining, because it's almost like you're watching this spectacle in front of you, right? Because it's what I'm seeing with the Magician and the 2 of Pentacles, because they know exactly where you're going. They know where they're taking you, right? And so they want to make this journey the most pleasurable journey possible for you. So yeah, if you're going on a journey, just go there and enjoy the way, and enjoy the opportunities that are coming along the way, even though they could be surprising, right? But they could be magically surprising. So let's see what the runes have to add as a final guidance for you, Virgo. Oh my God. Okay, so the rune that came through was the Sun. And I feel like, you know, this is actually, oh, this is beautiful. So, as I said, remember in the first part of this reading, of this extended, where I said that maybe you're grieving, right? And with a brave new world, it's almost like you have to be brave. You have to have the courage to step out into the world again, to just start walking again, right? And letting go of these past relationships or past hurts or past memories, right? And allowing yourself to just flow with your tears. It's how it's coming through. But as I said, it's almost like, you know, whatever you're not seeing with the magician, these delightful surprises, even if you have already glimpses of it, I feel like this is the light at the end of the tunnel for you, Virgo. You know, it's almost what I'm seeing. It's like this lantern, this very bright flashlight that is indicating, and it's interesting because it has nothing to do with the astrological point of view. It's almost like this final guidance for you, like just follow the light. It's how it's coming through. Follow the light, even if it's the tiniest spark of light, right? Because once you're getting closer to it, I feel like the brightness of it will expand. It's almost like you're, you know, as I said, it's interesting because with the Eight of Wands, you're just getting this shower of sparks of light, right? So they're tiny, and you're slowly putting them together, and with the it's almost like I'm seeing it flickering, right? The sun. So follow these tiny sparks, because it will grow. They will grow, right? They will make sense to you, and they're guiding you to this very specific new spot, new place that you're supposed to be in, right? So this was beautiful. This was very hopeful, I think. So I hope it was helpful to you, Virgo. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.